Did you hear about the leaked info? People are saying Blue Ivy might not actually be Beyoncé and Jay Z's kid. Crazy, right? People are saying Cathy White might actually be Blue's real mom. Yep, that same name from those old rumors. If it's true, then Bey and Jay might have been keeping this a secret all along. And now, with Jay Z and Diddy getting called out, even people around them are feeling the heat. Beyoncé's always been in the spotlight, but let's not forget, she's been stirring things up for over a decade now. The drama started back in 2011 when a clip of Beyoncé went viral. She was doing an interview, sitting down, and her baby bump looked like it folded, like actually folded. People were shocked and started asking, wait, what's really going on here? People were slowing down the video, going through every frame like it was a crime show. Even Wendy Williams had to join in on all the chaos. And Wendy? She really went all out. She went on air making fun of Beyoncé's baby bump and even said the whole pregnancy announcement was just a PR move to save her career, which she claimed wasn't doing great at the time. And Jay? She called him out too, saying Roc Nation wasn't doing great either. It wasn't just a small rumor, it was all over the place. Everyone was talking about Bey's baby bump back then. Blogs, headlines, even people on the streets. Some even compared it to what was said about Meghan Markle's pregnancy later on. But this felt different, especially with that moment when her belly looked like it folded. People kept zooming in and replaying it like it was the key to everything. Was it just about the dress? Maybe. But a lot of people thought it seemed off, and the argument started. Even Wendy admitted the evidence wasn't solid. Like, pointing out a belly fold doesn't really prove anything. But that didn't stop people from guessing. It was wild, messy, and pretty entertaining. That's exactly why it turned into such a big deal. But honestly, this isn't the only theory out there about Bey and her kids. There's also the whole Trinidad Sun theory and all those wild rumors about Jay Z. Here's the gossip. Cathy White, a 28-year-old publicist, was rumored to have some kind of connection with Jay Z. People were even saying she might have been his side chick. Cathy had a degree from Howard, ran her own PR firm, and wrote for some online publications. But here's the shocking part. On September 2nd, she was found dead in her Manhattan apartment. They're saying she died from an aneurysm. But you know how things get when big names are involved. People started piecing things together, especially since Cathy and model Claudia Jordan were reportedly seen with Jay Z and Diddy at a Vegas nightclub not long before she passed. Before we dive into this, did you know that fans are starting to notice Beyoncé and Jay Z's son, Sir, doesn't appear much in their public appearances? So has anyone else noticed that Beyoncé is always posting with Rumi and Blue? I get it, they're her girls and all, but why don't we ever see Sir with Jay Z? Is there something going on, like people have been speculating? Maybe there's a medical issue, or are the Carters just keeping their son out of the public eye? Or maybe Sir's just a chill kid who doesn't care about the spotlight, like his grandma said. Honestly, if you've followed the Carters, you know they adore their kids and do their best to spend time with them, despite their crazy busy lives. In an episode of Kevin Hart's Heart to Heart series on Peacock, Jay Z opened up about how important it is for him to balance his music career with being there for his 3 kids. He talked about how he's really focused on spending his time wisely because every moment away from his kids is time he could be helping them grow. This shift in perspective, he explained, has completely changed how he approaches life and priorities. Beyoncé has made it clear that her main focus is giving her kids a normal and private life, especially as they grow up. She's very intentional about setting boundaries to protect her peace and her family. For example, she tries to plan her tours around her kids' school schedules so they can spend more time together. She's always wanted a life where she could travel the world with her family and let them experience different cultures, languages, and ways of living. According to reports, she puts a lot of effort into keeping her kids' lives as normal as possible. For example, she carefully picked out schools for Blue Ivy, making sure they were super private so Blue could have a regular preschool experience, just like other kids her age. Look, I get that they want to keep things private to protect their family from nosy media and too much attention. It helps them control how people see them. But if that's really the case, why do we see all 3 kids out in public so often? We see a lot of Blue, Ivy, and Rumi, especially Blue. Did you know that when Blue was just 2 days old, her voice was already on her dad's song Glory? That even got her a Guinness World Record for being the youngest person to have a song on the Billboard chart. And in 2020, she was featured on her mom's song Brown Skin Girl. Pretty amazing, right? Blue has been killing it lately. She won a BT Her Award, an NAACP Image Award, and even a Grammy for Best Music Video for her feature. Fun fact, she's the 2nd youngest person to ever win a Grammy on her own. But it's not just about music. Blue helped her dad get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, narrated a book, and has even joined her mom, Beyoncé, on stage a bunch of times. How cool is that? When Beyoncé hit the stage in Dubai for an incredible performance in January 2023, Blue Ivy joined her for a special moment, singing Brown Skin Girl together. A few months later in May, Blue was there again for the opening night of her mom's Renaissance World Tour in Stockholm, Sweden, and even performed a few more times with her. Most recently, Blue appeared on Mufasa. Even with some controversy surrounding Jay Z at the time, Blue was still out there shining and making appearances. And did you hear about Kanye West making headlines again? This time, it's about his former friends, Beyoncé and Jay Z. The rapper and fashion icon didn't hold back with his comments, and it's got everyone talking. Beyoncé and Jay Z have always seemed untouchable in the music world, but Kanye's accusations are shaking things up and making people question what they thought they knew about the power couple. Is Beyoncé really stuck in her relationship, or is she actually the one in control, running her own empire? And what's the deal with the claims involving big names like Diddy? Kanye's got some opinions, and they're definitely making people stop and think. Let's break down what's going on, look at the key points, and see what Kanye's revelations might mean. Jay Z and Beyoncé, what a power couple, right? For years, they've been the ultimate example of success in the music world. Between their countless Grammys, huge business deals, and ventures in music, fashion, and film, they've built an empire that's hard to beat. They represent what a lot of people dream of, talent, power, and money. But Kanye hints that this perfect image might not be as real as it seems. Then there are the allegations against Jay Z. Jay Z's spotless reputation has been shaken after someone came forward with allegations from back in 2000. The accusations are pretty serious, and now fans are starting to wonder how well they really know the music mogul. Kanye is not just talking about Jay Z. He's shifting the focus to Beyoncé, saying she's not the victim people think she is, but more of a smart, strategic player in Hollywood. Kanye's opinion is in. Is Beyoncé pulling the strings? Is she stuck or shining? Kanye West, never one to hold back, says Beyoncé isn't some damsel in distress. What do you think? Kanye thinks she's really smart and knows how to use her position to keep her brand successful. He says she's not stuck or standing still. She's always making smart moves to grow and stay ahead. This really changes how we see things. Beyoncé's fans have always viewed her as a strong, independent woman, but Kanye's take shows her in a different light, as someone who made sacrifices and stayed in her marriage with Jay Z to maintain her place at the top of the entertainment world. Their relationship hasn't always been perfect. Kanye and the Carters, what a rocky friendship. There was a time when Kanye West and Jay Z were super close. They made hit songs together and were basically like brothers in the music world. Beyoncé initially seemed to get along well with Kanye's ex, Kim Kardashian. The two were often seen chatting at events and appeared cordial in public. However, things reportedly took a turn after Kanye's infamous outburst at the MTV Video Music Awards in 2009, when he interrupted Taylor Swift during her acceptance speech to declare that Beyoncé deserved the award instead. The incident sparked widespread backlash and reportedly created tension between Kanye and the Carters, as Beyoncé and Jay Z were said to disapprove of his behavior. While the exact dynamics of their relationships remain private, the fallout allegedly strained what had once been a friendly connection. What do you think about all this? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to check out the next video.